Hey there, cinephiles. I know Halloween Ends comes out this weekend, so today I wanted to revisit Halloween from 1978. From its opening title credits with the rotting pumpkin to the POV of young Michael committing his first murder, Halloween already throws you into a creepy and gripping great time. It's simple and great techniques like this throughout the movie that not only create Michael Myers to be an absolute horror icon, but make this movie a true Halloween classic. Let's actually get into the evil incarnate that is Michael Myers. A boogeyman like no other with a given backstory that isn't overlong, uninteresting, and actually told creatively. Before we see Myers 20 years later, Michael's own doctor, Dr. Loomis, refers to Michael as it rather than him. In fact, Dr. Loomis easily shows his distaste for Michael as he doesn't even want Michael to ever be free. I mean, just imagine your therapist thinking you're so unfit for society that they don't want you roaming freely and calls for roadblocks the moment they know you're free. On the other side, we have Laurie Strode, one of the quintessential final girls of all time. Her introduction is done through wides, and she's already shown to have established connections with other humans that are healthy, including the one she has with Tommy, the kid she babysits. You know, before he grows up and yells, "Evil dies tonight!"
This ends when Michael is dead! Michael Myers will be executed tonight, and it will not go without witness! We need all of you! Evil dies tonight!
Laurie's intro shots juxtapose the stalker-like POV of Michael and his not-so-healthy interactions with his sister. During the scene of Laurie walking with Tommy, this also gives the audience a great insight into the legend of Michael Myers, while showing how Laurie isn't really fazed by it, at least not yet. And this scene is bookended with Myers laying eyes on Laurie for the first time, setting up a great rivalry to come. The difference in the two characters really is interesting. As Michael continues to quietly stalk Laurie, she is eloquently explaining the differences in how two minds thought about fate. Speaking of Myers stalking, even though he is mute, the score that accompanies him does work really well in helping give Myers an even more menacing presence than the one he already has. I mean, the score even works well in scenes where Myers isn't there himself, but the damage he's done is shown, and the idea of him being a boogeyman is continually exemplified through this. I need to talk about the shots that we see Michael stalking others in. Although they are not always first person, the camera is still positioned in a way that makes us feel like we are right there immersed in the story too. Whether we are looking at the victims that Michael is looking at, or we're seeing him through a similar point of view our victims are seeing him, or he's clearly right there out of sight of the victims, the way that John Carpenter directs this film makes sure that the looming threat of Michael is felt constantly. Throughout the first 2/3 of the film, we don't really see Michael being violent. We see and feel his evil apart from the first kill and the aftermath of his murders, but it's not until 2/3 of the way that we really start to see the full brunt of his murdering capabilities. Unfortunately for Laurie, it's when she's doing a great job babysitting, and it's when her friends get slaughtered. Once the killings start to happen, they are not pretty. It's gruesome murders that definitely have me watching over my shoulder. I mean, it's as Loomis said, death came to their little town tonight, which is a great line, by the way. Especially since Myers kills with creativity and such viciousness. It even gets to the point that Myers pretends to be one of his victims to kill another one of Laurie's friends. I will say one thing about the kills, and it's that I don't really care for the ones that died. Laurie's friends weren't really people I cared for, so it really felt like random side characters were dying. It did, of course, give urgency for Laurie and the two kids she's babysitting, also while solidifying the lack of humanity and pure evil that Myers is. But I think if I were to have cared about Laurie's friends, I would have been impacted so much more. Halloween is truly a tale of two completely opposite beings. Laurie Strode, one of the final girls in all of cinema, who was this genuine human living an innocent life, versus this evil that embodies a cold and detached towering man that is Michael Myers. I give Halloween a 3.5 out of 5. Michael Myers is truly a great slasher, and one that I even dressed up as before. Safe to say that Halloween is one that'll for sure be in my yearly Halloween movie rotation. If you've seen any of the Halloween films, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Please share this video and follow us on our socials. Stay tuned for more Yeti Films content, and I'll watch you later.